Hello, I'm David Hunt and welcome to The Art Hunter. He'll try to take over the whole interview, but I'll try to keep him under control. Let's do it. His name is Peter. What's your surname?
Carlos.
It was 30 people, a few of his girlfriends, and there was all these kind of like the guy who created Baywatch. It was so random. And Hugh's there in his robe and he meets you and you get a photo taken, and saying that Hugh Hefner showed me his massive organ. But he literally, they used to put films on and they would play the organ.
Oh, okay.
I dropped out of university because I felt I was wasting my time. About 6 months into my first year, 1973 at Monash, I did actually take out the Monash University Billiards Championship.
Oh,
That's
of course you did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my academic claim to
that.
fame.
Yeah, that was my next question.
Oh, no, thanks to revisit.
I've got to talk about your shoes. Kick your foot up in the air. Come on, tell me the story.
These shoes are very special to me, and they were gifted to me by the artist Polixeni Papapetru, who did the loan at the work with the rabbit.
And you're stuck here now because of COVID,
Right.
or have you run away from the family because it's a nice chance to get away? Oh no, I've got to stay in Australia.
Well, the first thing is, my mum's a Brummie. She was a Brummie, bless her, and she was an opera teacher. So I'm
Okay.
very lucky to have an Australian passport that doubles.
So let's talk about, who is your husband?
That's a really funny question to start with.
Well, you mentioned wedding, and we thought, okay.
My husband is Raymond Gill.
Yep.
He was a long-time arts journalist. He's now writing a couple of books.
They were sort of duets, it
Yep.
was like a four-hander thing. And so...
All Fred's getting excited in mood.
He really only gets excited if we talk about Bach. There we are, that's one of your dad jokes for you.
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
I asked him to be the subject and he accepted. I was thrilled. And because he's also a very beautiful father himself. In fact, actually a lot of people that we know end up in the sculptures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what did he think of that when he saw it? He said, oh, that's not me, I don't look like that. Did he say that, or did he go, oh, that's me?
I don't know if this is an apocryphal tale, but she reckons that the first thing I said was Cravenet Filter Michael, because I noticed that my brother was smoking Cravenet cigarettes.
Marie Coote, don't stop doing what you're doing. You're an extraordinary artist, and I'm so proud that I can actually call you maybe a friend. Are we friends?
Very darling friend.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for your interest. You've always been fantastic,
I remember as soon as you hung up, I just started rehearsing it.
Oh, really?
Seriously, and it just got to a point where I felt so free and easy in Nessun Dorma that no matter how big that moment was, which was huge, and the mega fireworks, and it just felt free. And that footage finding its way over to the team at Cameron McIntosh's office and Andrew Lloyd Webber's office, and they both saw it. I wouldn't have been invited over to audition for that.
Isn't it the Circle of Man?
Yeah.
Oh look, where probably our audience is screaming saying, you idiots, you should know what that is. Well, why did you use it if you're not sure what it is?
I don't know. And then after using it, I had it for Edinburgh, and then I saw Billy Connolly had done something, the exact same thing.
I mean, my dad is a journalist, but that was almost reason not to be a journalist because my father was quite, I was the youngest of six, and he was not a very good dad. He was a very good mate. And he worked for the Melbourne Truth for a long time. And,
Actually appeared in the London newspaper, the physical paper, with "Barmy bar owner says nah to Gaga," and I'm getting calls from USA Today and doing breakfast interviews all over the world because I said no to Gaga, which is crazy.
So when an opportunity came up at PBS, I thought, I'm going to go for this.
And you actually put me down as a referee.
Yeah,
and they,
so thank you.
And they rang and we had a chat. Did you know that?
That's amazing.
Yeah, and he actually said, she's getting the job. What an amazing job you have. You're do you almost wake up every morning and go, oh my God, I've got so much to do, but wow, what a job.
Yeah, do you know what I do now? And I just feel incredibly privileged to have the opportunity that I have, and because I came to a career in the theatre almost by happenstance.
The three queens standing up, turn around so our audience can.
This whole thing?
This whole thing. How cool is that?
We've worked with the deputy director of the Pompidou in Paris, who said if you want the best show, because I did go there saying what's the best show I could have, I've just become the NGV director. He said, well, it must be Picasso. He said he's the dominant figure in 20th century art. But if you wait long enough, we'll secure every major work, because they're always requested 3 or 4 years out in advance.
Yep.
He said, if you're patient, we'll just always reserve the best ones for this year.
And you were 10 years.
And they did. And then we talked about the men, and importantly the women, that he positively collaborated with, or he was aware of them kind of being aware of him in his practice. And so it's a very interesting, complex but enjoyable narrative. It's a partnership between the Pompidou and the Musée Picasso. They've never partnered on a major show like this before.
Okay.
And NGV has co-curated it with the Pompidou.